3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome to 321 Liftoff. I'm Wayne Belden. I'm the president of Belden Communications, publisher of the Space Coast Fun Guide and SpaceCoastFunGuide.com. We'll be bringing you 321 Liftoff each week, talking about tourism on Florida's fabulous Space Coast. With me is the host of 321 Liftoff, Bonnie King, former deputy director of the Space Coast Office of Tourism, as well as the past president of the Florida Film Commission. Bonnie, are we ready to blast off on 321 Liftoff?
We are ready. And you know what? And today we are high rolling it today at Club 52 here in Melbourne on Florida's Space Coast. And we are going to have a tourism conversation with the team at Club 52 about another great attraction here on the Space Coast, offering a fun adult activity, playing the felt, and knowing just when to hold them and when to fold them. And we're going to be talking with Jeff O'Brien, and he's the general manager of Club 52, Jeff Marr, the poker room manager, and Lydia Burlew, who handles special events and marketing. 321 Liftoff is brought to you in part by the Beachside Hotel in Cocoa Beach, the perfect place that you can stay when you visit the fabulous Space Coast area. And as you know, we're located just east of Orlando, and we are home to Kennedy Space Center and Port Canaveral. Joining me in our tourism conversation today is John Belden, Vice President of Belden Communications.
Good morning, Bonnie. How are you doing? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'll tell you guys, it's exciting here already. We've been gathered around a poker table here and been watching the boards and TV screens showing sporting events and around the country, online betting, and occasionally hearing the sounds of winning, which is always my favorite. I love the sounds of winning. Very good. And speaking of winning, I actually play a little poker at home with my father, president of our company, Wayne Belden of Belden Communications, and he likes to play for high stakes. For instance, when maybe if he wins, we go out to dinner at an expensive restaurant.
That's what you mean by high stakes. I get it.
That's it. That's it.
I love it. Hey, Wayne.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
I'm the high stakes guy?
You're the high stakes.
You had me stunned. And sitting here at this table, John, I feel a little bit like a pit manager, ready to watch your every move like I always did.
Yeah, you always did.
I think this tourism conversation will also be a bit of education for those who are not familiar with the art of betting, and also shows the benefit of the local casino and how it helps the local economy in a safe environment.
Yeah, absolutely. So we welcome Jeff, and Lydia. Good morning and welcome.
Welcome. Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
So we're excited. We want to talk about this area and this place as an attraction and a destination for when not only our locals come to visit, but when we have visitors come to the area and they're looking for a little fun adult activity. So Jeff, if we can start with you and tell us kind of your role and what you do and a little history here about Club 52.
Sure. I'm the general manager of the club here at the park. We call it the park because it used to be well known for both high-lie way back when, and also converted to a Greyhound Park when they used to race greyhounds in the state of Florida. Today we have off-track betting, simulcast wagering, as well as we discussed up here in the poker room, we have all poker-style games. The park's been here for about a little over 50 years. I think
50 years.
50 years.
Wow.
1971 is when it was constructed. And the poker room was added in 2005 or 2006. It was completed. And we're called a pari-mutuel wagering facility. I think there's currently 22 of them in the state all around. The closest to us is Fort Pierce, Daytona, Palm Beach further to the south. We've got Bonita and Jacksonville, so it's a good business in the state of Florida.
Yeah,
for tourism as well as locals, etc.
Now, are you in contact with those other the other casinos and the other places as well? So you guys all work together?
We very much so.
Yeah,
it was, I think, a fractionalized industry for years, and then over the last 20 years, it's actually been much better. We do work together. We do speak to one another, often see each other at different events, and so definitely.
Collaboration's key, right?
It is.
Yes, it is. And how about you, Jeff? So you handle this whole room here, correct?
Yes, I have a co-manager up here that we take care of all the operations in the poker room. Today, we have a tournament starting in about 54 minutes.
I'm getting in on that, by the way.
All right, jump on in.
So when you say a tournament, like give me an example of what you're talking about.
Today's tournament, we'll probably have about 30 players. They'll come in, they'll buy in for a set fee. Okay, they'll get a certain amount of chips, and then they'll play till their chips are gone or until they win. So,
That's it.
and then the idea is to accumulate the most chips, obviously.
Right, okay.
So, and then we'll pay, depending upon how many players are in the tournament, anywhere from 3 to 6 places. So some people win some money and some won't.
some
I mean,
people- yeah.
that's my kind of park to go to. Is you can go have some fun and leave with more money than you came with.
Yeah,
That's a good part.
That's a good part.
Good part.
That's everyone's goal. It doesn't
Yes,
always typically
everybody-
work that
Well,
way.
yeah, but you know what? I look at it as, okay, obviously you're going to have those times where you don't, but you had a lot of fun.
Right.
And trust me, we all know, I've got kids too. You go to these parks, they're not inexpensive by any means, so I chalk it up that, okay, I had a blast doing it, and I know I'm coming back because now I'm going to double down and get my money.
You're just paying for the entertainment.
Oh, we
absolutely.
got to break up your home game apparently and have you guys come here more.
This is it. This is it.
There's integrity in the room. There's safety, the security, the surveillance.
Let me tell you guys-
got going on at home, but it's
When I walked in, I felt like I was on the set of Ocean's 11, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome!" And obviously we're early. You guys
We're
have just
here
opened
early,
up,
yeah.
but when it's action packed in here, you can already tell the vibe in this place is fun.
So what you're saying is when I walked in the room, it was much like Brad Pitt coming in as well.
Listen,
Yeah.
buddy, yeah.
There you go.
I'll be George Clooney. You be Brad Pitt. We'll make it.
Oh, no. Son, you're a long way from
Oh
George
man,
Clooney.
it's too early to be hitting me below like that.
That's a pain.
Ay.
So let's talk a little bit too about the COVID safety and things of that nature that happen around here. You're open for business, and I know with COVID you have rules and regulations regarding that.
Right, yeah. Anybody that comes into the building, we require masks. All of our employees, when they come in, they are temperature checked and what have you to make sure that they're safe and healthy. As players come to the tables and play, when they get up and leave the table, we wipe down everything with a disinfectant. When they sit down at the table, we have a spray that we spray their hands with. So those are pretty much the standard protocols that are in place. We have a cleaning crew that cleans every morning. They come in and clean and totally disinfect the whole room.
Great.
It's awesome. Yep.
We also use a fogging system once a week that is applied to all surface areas, chairs, tables. That just doesn't mean the poker room. That's all downstairs. That's back in our offices in the administrative side. That's the restrooms. Anywhere that has a surface area gets an application. It's a fog system that gets completely sprayed, and you leave it. You do not wipe it off.
I've seen it dries pretty quickly too.
It dries pretty quickly.
Which is great, and it gives just another level of security for the people that are coming in here to have a good time. They don't have to be worried because you guys are taking those precautions to make it a safe environment, which is obviously a great thing.
Yeah, we just continue to monitor everything that the CDC and the Florida legislature is advising us to do. We're certainly not experts in that realm, so we just take whatever they're advising us to do, and we adhere to it.
Now, you don't permit smoking here, do you?
No, we do not permit
right.
smoking in the building. Obviously, outside there's designated smoking areas.
I got to tell you, and again,
I like
there's somebody
that.
that has kids. When I walked in, that was the first thing I was like, I can breathe in here.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't
Me too.
smell in here, and that there's a lot of people these days. Times have changed. Smoker or not smoker, when you're into a building that's closed off like that, a lot of people don't want to be in that environment.
Sure.
So that's important to know that for the visitors that come here.
Exactly.
Our biggest audience are families. And when you're coming in here, people want to know, and that's awesome. That's great. So good for you guys.
No, absolutely. We look at this as even though gambling's our widget, it's we try to make it a hospitality business for
Absolutely.
us. We want everybody to come here and feel good. We a lot of these guys that come in here or ladies that come in here 5-6 days a week.
That's awesome.
It's their 19th hole, if you will. They come in, they come to have lunch, they come to have a beer or whatever they might want to have, and spend time with their friends. So even though we don't offer golf or tennis, it's still their country club, if you will.
Yeah,
That's-
my
that's fun.
sister and brother-in-law who live in Melbourne, they come here a lot and just come out here to eat, have a few drinks, play a little bit. They don't play a lot, but they play a little bit, and then they come here just to watch the action and just be part of it. So I think that's really good, that whole ambiance thing going on. What are your hours here?
Our hours are every day. We start play at 10 o'clock. Doors open at 8:45. We stay open Wednesday through Tuesday till midnight, and then, Sunday through Tuesday till midnight, Wednesday through Saturday till 2 a.m.
Nice. Nice.
Hey,
Open
great
late.
way to have a good time.
That's it, and you almost have to. I think you come out here with when the action's going. You could be one of these that's intimidated, and you want to kind of take you. I'm sure within minutes you're at the table playing because that's. I mean, how do you not?
Right.
You know?
It gets pretty exciting at night. The night play is a little more exciting. You get a little more people having a few drinks, having a good time, and enjoying themselves.
And I see some of the promotions going on right now. There's some pretty big purses out there.
Sure.
Which obviously doesn't hurt. So I'm a dreamer. So if I can get a piece of it, that's fantastic.
We have a promotion going on every single day. I mean,
That's
if you
awesome.
look at our calendar online, or if you read our QR readers or any of those things you might see around town, we have promotions going on every single day.
And
there's
you
bigger-
can. I looked at your website, so we said that mgpark.com.
Correct.
And I noticed on there, it looked like every day I was reading what you guys were doing. So that's pretty good. So we always tell people, go to your website, get informed regarding that. Lydia, tell us about you, and you market this place. You handle all those special events. So tell us about that.
Yes, we love having special events here, big high hand days. We're having a big $75,000 guaranteed tournament
the one I
next
saw.
week. Yeah, multi-day flights on that one, and that's really exciting for us because we get a lot of out-of-towners. So, it gives us an opportunity to see players that we don't see on the regular here. So that's exciting for us. We have a Facebook Live going those days, and, it always gets a lot of attention. So
Very good.
I love too that you simulcast on the TV the areas. So we know that right now we can't bet on the dog racing or whatnot, but you can come here and it's on the television screen, that's fantastic. I think that's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, they still run dogs in other states, so that's what we simulcast in from.
I know that's a big. When I was a little guy, my uncle, that was his thing.
Sure.
Every weekend he was at the track, probably all week, right?
All week
Uncle
long.
Leo?
All week long. He's an ex-cab driver from New York City, and he lived at Aqueduct with the horses.
Yep.
So when he came down here, he just, I guess, found himself a permanent table and hooked up, and he was like a statue. He was always there.
So that's great. Again, you could still do it. And you come here, and it's, again, what a great environment. And I'm sure they gravitate from that to the tables, everything else, right?
And I see these TVs all over
know,
the
there's
place.
so many.
You've got everything on how I'm watching golf over here, I'm watching football over there, ESPN there, racing channel. I mean, you got everything.
Yeah, we got your Bloomberg on some of the TVs. Guys come up here and just they look at their investments. It's incredible. It's like I said, they come up here and they use it every day. There's over 200 TVs in the building, if I'm not
Really?
mistaken. Yeah.
What about
200
fight
TVs.
night? Is fight night big?
Fight night, like on the UFC
Yeah.
and sort of thing.
You talking about on the tables or on the TV?
No.
What are we talking?
No. I would figure, if Conor McGregor's on or a big boxing match, I would imagine that,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but we don't really do a lot of the pay-per-view events here.
right.
But
Oh, still,
You know,
you
it's-
come
yeah,
here
that-
for the action. There's plenty of TVs and
sure,
things to look at.
there's plenty to watch. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Because right now we're in Club 52, which is like at the second floor, but downstairs where you have the over 200 TVs that are there, that's where you watch all the racing and you do all your betting and things of
That's
that
correct.
nature.
That's where all your
Now,
simulcast wagering and OTB betting is.
for someone who doesn't, I'm not familiar with it, so let me just ask you, and excuse my ignorance when I ask, but how do you know which TV or which one to go to bet on the dogs, so to speak? I mean, I don't understand that.
So any given time, there's race schedules.
Okay.
So as those races are scheduled, we have people downstairs changing the televisions to accommodate for those races being scheduled at that time.
Oh, when like saying the next race is coming up
That's
in
correct.
England or UK. 'cause
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have UK races being simulcasted
Right,
as well.
okay.
But that's correct. So we have booklets that they can follow, or you can follow online with the actual schedules of the different tracks that are running that particular day.
So let's talk about online. Can people, instead of coming here, can they do it online with you?
No.
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 Okay.
That's not not in Florida yet.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I don't even think that's legal.
Okay.
I don't know.
See,
Depends
I'm
on the
telling you, I'm
facilities.
learning
Yeah.
as we go,
Yeah.
and I'm sure
It's
there's a lot of
coming.
people that
It's
don't know.
coming,
It'll
but
probably
not
come
here yet.
eventually. It's not
yes,
here
we
yet.
print the daily booklets with the schedules for each
Yeah.
track, and people come in and pick them up. They make their bets. They can come and cash them in at any time. So
That's awesome.
pretty nice. And
Yeah.
we just started selling the Florida lottery here. We have scratch offs.
I was looking at those rolls over there.
Prime
I said, okay. I mean, this is probably the spot where we're going to get my winning ticket.
time
I can feel
upstairs
it.
and downstairs. We also offer check cashing services here, so that's nice
Really?
for people who need to come in. Absolutely.
Wow. Make it real simple.
There's two commissaries. There's upstairs and downstairs food and beverage. So we do have a full operating kitchen upstairs as well as downstairs.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's
What's some of the favorite items on the menu?
the burgers.
Burgers.
Burgers. The
Okay.
burgers are probably the most I don't know if say coveted item out there.
I'm a bacon
It's
cheeseburger guy.
It's a char grilled handmade burger every day.
Nice.
10 ounce. So it's a
Oh,
Wow.
you're right.
10
Boy.
ounce.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
I saw the bar when I came in here. It's never too early to get started.
No,
Absolutely.
no, we got a full liquor license at the establishment. We do a lot of outdoor events. We're talking about one in April that we're going to be looking to put on. So it'll be an outside with a band shell and that kind
awesome.
of thing going on. So once that gets announced, we'll certainly let everybody know
Absolutely.
what the date is, what the time is, who it's going to be, all that.
Yeah, I was going to say, a special event like that, since it's outside now, is there gambling going on there, or is that just you're having a special event on your ground, so you're promoting this area as a
It's just promoting the site, promoting the area.
I like that idea
doing
because
stuff
you
for the
have
community.
a big ground out
They
there.
do, right?
We have 70 acres. We had
Yeah.
originally 200 acres. We owned all the way from Sarno all the way up through O'Galley, and as far west as, I don't know what the lot line is, but it was 200 acres originally. The owners sold the north side to O'Galley, and then they sold the south side to Mr. Pylock, who has the American Muscle Car Museum there.
Heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
And so they do quite incredible events there. We're often having to work with them because of the amount of people that might be coming through for one of their events or our events. But we still have 70 acres here. 50 of them are usable. We have talked to a number of complementary type businesses that might come to look to build their business here. We have not spoken to the people over Topgolf, but we have spoken to some competitors about bringing making this more of an entertainment destination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Entertainment park.
Like you said, it's a park.
It's a park. We'd love to see it more
We
like
have the
that.
space.
We have the space.
We need more of that here. Honestly, we do, because I mean, we know people go to Orlando for some of the big things, but like Disney or whatnot. But heck, we need those things here in our county. And again, if you can have a complex right here and you got the space for it, I think that'd be a fantastic idea.
Yeah, those discussions are ongoing right now. So,
and you're looking at, like you said, like a Topgolf or one of those type of
there's
things.
a number of things that have popped up in the years. There's the groups that have 2 locations here in the state now. Pop Stroke, it's a Tiger Woods affiliation.
Mm-hmm.
We thought about getting in touch with them.
Great.
Seeing if they'd have an interest in doing something around here as well. So,
Can I bet on you playing and see? Like I'll make some wagers.
at the Pop Stroke sites, I don't
Have you
think
seen
that
him play?
Is he any good?
it's not pretty.
I have a
This
feeling
is
I'm
our
getting
pro
set up
right
here.
here.
There's
We
a
send
hustler.
him out to the
Unfortunately, I'm
community
working
golf
here too
tournaments
much.
for
Yeah.
us.
Well, I'm just kind of getting rolling myself, so we could probably play
He's a
competitively.
gambler, guys. I like him.
So what's your background? Like, how did you get interested in this? I know it's a family business, I think, with you, isn't it?
Sure. My father ran the company for the 7 years prior to me coming in. The owners that own the business we've known each other for 44 plus years.
Yeah.
My background is finance. I was up in New York working for 2 separate investment banks for a number of years, then moved back to Florida about 9 years ago and started my own little private equity company. And then when my father passed last year, the owners during the pandemic, they said, "Hey, can you help out? You're the only one local to Florida." And I've already known Lydia and Jeff, and I knew a lot of the people already here. So it just kind of fit right in for me to
Made
come
sense.
in and help out, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, coming out of the pandemic, it's not been easy for anybody.
Right.
No.
But quite frankly, the team that we have here is pretty astonishing. It's a great group of people. I mean, as I mentioned, we had about 170 plus people working here before the pandemic. We're back up to about 134 of them.
That's awesome.
And if I had to guess, I'd say roughly 92% of them are the same ones that we had before.
That's
Oh,
that's
that's good.
great.
Yeah.
So your
That's-
community, that's an important thing to you guys, obviously.
It is. I mean, we do quite a bit for the community. I mean, Lydia can speak to it. I mean, when the hurricanes come through, we are a staging site for FPL. We welcome them. They put up whatever they need, whatever power they need, we give, and
That's great.
so we do quite a bit for the communities. Lydia, if you,
Yes, we're a sandbag distribution center. All of the emergency vehicles park here, come here. We feed them. Anything
I
that
bet.
we
No
can
burgers, right?
Nice.
Absolutely. Anything we can do to help out.
That's quite a sight too. When you see, when there's a hurricane and you see the convoy coming, so to speak. It's okay. Help is on the way. So that's great that you guys are a staging site for that.
Yep, absolutely.
It's important, and I'm sure the community, rallied around you for that. So that's awesome.
So Lydia, what's your background?
Well, I have an organizational management background. I came here to Club 52 about 7 years ago as a cocktail waitress, and I started working for Jim O'Brien, and it was a great opportunity for me. And then I got into marketing, and I just took off from there.
Sounds like fun.
Yes.
How about you, Jeff?
Actually, I worked at the Space Center for 20 years prior to
Really?
prior to coming here, yes. And then in the waning years of the space program, I ventured out and I got an interest in poker. And so I learned how to deal. And a friend of mine said, "Hey, you got to go deal at Club 52." So I did, and then I've just worked my way up to this position. I've been here about 15 years now.
Really? Good for you.
13 years, actually. It's 13. So, yeah.
Lucky 13.
Yep, lucky 13.
This is the place
You
to
ought to
be.
hold sessions to teach people that don't know how to play, so they can learn.
We've had sessions here that we'll introduce the game to people and tell them, basically how to play the game. We've done that in the past.
I think because there's a lot of people that come. I remember one of the first times I ever walked into a casino. It's very intimidating because you got the people that this is their career,
Right,
30 years
right.
into it, and like, okay, where do I get started?
Yeah.
And I don't want to slow down the game because I have no clue what any of this is. So that could definitely be a thing to.
Be intimidating, when you walk in like that and you
Right.
don't know what.
Yeah.
And you want to learn. You want to be part
Well,
of the
of
action,
course.
but you don't want to look like you're,
You could tell the newbies, they're all holding
Yeah.
onto their wallet.
Well, see, I like playing pool, for instance. I'm the guy that gets those lucky shots. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just kind of get lucky. So I kind of cross my fingers when I go into poker. But I need to be a little more prepared, I think, when I'm talking about
We've
real
done
cash.
everything up here from we've had ladies' nights where they'll come over. We'll put 2 or 3 tables depending on how many they want to bring, and they'll just come up with their friends and just
That's
have a good
awesome.
time, have dinner, have some cocktails, make it a night out with the girls. And we've done other kinds of events for large corporations. The HBCA held a large event here in November downstairs where we actually brought in a mock casino company where we actually had them come downstairs. We had a DJ playing music for them and all the drinks. We had a full array of food already put out for everybody. I think there's about 150 people here.
Wow.
So it's a great
Nice.
space for people to come with their company if they want to do Christmas parties or whatever they might think. We can hold a completely separate poker event for them where they buy in, like Jeff was saying, through their company. They just play against each other, so it's more
Oh, that's
fun. You
awesome.
don't have to feel intimidated if that's a concern. But this whole space over here this right here, we call it the VIP room. It's a completely designated space where you can have your own access through the doors, and we can set this whole area up
Nice.
just for that company, so they can just come and have a good time with their own employees.
You know,
Wow.
you got to do the full experience with the limo rental and everything.
Oh, yeah, we got to do that.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Pull
So-
up in valet.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I
Absolutely.
like that.
That'd be a great thing for a lot of people that are listening to us in surrounding states. This would be a great place to have your company meetings right here.
That's
That's true.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and
And speaking of company meetings, they could have it at the beachside.
that's what I was getting ready to
hotel.
ask.
Yeah.
You guys work with
There you go.
hotels?
We do, yes. We want to partner with some of the new hotels, especially in the Vieira area, with so many
Which are
opportunities
growing
out
crazy,
there.
isn't it?
Absolutely. When we have these out-of-towners come in for tournaments, they're always looking for discount hotel rates and what kind of packages we can put together. We have a VIP program here, so anything we can help add comps to that, incentives to that, we're always willing
Well,
and able to do.
As Bonnie was mentioning, one of our sponsors, a 321 Liftoff Beachside Hotel and Suites located in Cocoa Beach. One thing that I love about them personally, again, as a family guy, is it's very inclusive. If you go stay at the hotel, they'll give you everything. They'll give you the buggies, they'll give you the boogie boards, they'll give you the bicycles, they'll give you everything. Surfboards, anything you
awesome.
need. They got a lazy river. And so for our listeners that are planning their vacation, maybe you're on SpaceCoastFunGuide.com checking out your restaurants and attractions like Club 52. Well, you could go stay at the Beachside Hotel and Suites, which is, if you haven't seen it, a beautiful hotel. It was a
Yes.
$6 million
Yes, $6 million renovation, totally
Wow.
redone. Looks great. And as I said, with the lazy river going down the middle, I mean, we try to do our podcast there occasionally just so that we can watch the people floating down
It's
the
Hang out
river,
for a while.
hanging
It's
out.
fun.
Oh, yeah, and there's a great
The
duck
kids don't
dive.
get bored.
No,
and it's
no.
probably 30 minutes from here. So you
Yeah,
could literally take your limo, take a cab, drive down wherever you want, come down here. What a great.
Right.
I love it again because to me it's relaxing.
Yes.
So you get there to the hotel, relax, maybe have a couple of drinks as your pregame, and then come in here and ready. At that point, I'm ready to take on everybody.
We want to invite you guys down there because when you're down there, it's a good way that you can tell your clients and the people here that if they're coming in out of town, they can stay there and then come here and have a really good night. So they can go to the Beachside Hotel, CocoBeach.com, and get all the information and the special events. And Michelle Martindale, who's the sales director there, will take very good care of everybody.
That's excellent. That's
So-
excellent.
And we welcome them.
And if you're going to fly in
Yes.
direct into the Orlando Melbourne
Yes.
International Airport.
Yes.
Where we
cool
were
is that?
last week, and
Yes.
which is only a few minutes around
I
the
was
corner
going to
from
say
here.
it's around the corner from this
Yes.
place.
And
So.
especially because they get a lot of business travel, and we all know that you get to that point where you're like, okay, I need a break.
Yep.
Come play.
Sure.
And I love the new exit off the interstate. We got to that airport within minutes.
Yes.
Where we all know it's been sometimes
Yes.
okay. Within minutes, we're right at the airport. So again, yeah, fly in, do some gambling, Hopefully get some money and fly home.
For those of you that are in Texas, if you're freezing, I hate to poke fun at you, but we're here in Florida. We love this warm sunshine, and we have toilets that flush. We got water.
Yeah.
We're in great shape. It's all the fun is all here.
All the
fun is all right here.
So that's some of the things that we like to talk about too, because obviously we're promoting the Space Coast as a destination for people to come, which is why we want to be here to be able to show people what are our attractions, meet our people. One of the big things that we always hear when people come in and take a vacation here is the friendliness of everybody on the Space Coast. And we like to hear that. And we know that that's so true. Everybody's very friendly. The hospitality is great. So tell us about what you like to do when you're not working, about something about the Space Coast that you like to do.
I spend quite a bit of time fishing. I got 2 kids as well, so we're talking about family. So I spend quite a bit of time outdoors. The nice part about Florida is, in fact, like you just mentioned, the weather. I mean, we can be outside year round.
Yep.
It can get hot in the summer and get cool in the winter, but you're still outside. And I do quite a bit of fishing. We're not really that far off the Bahama waters. And so the tuna run at certain times, the mahi run at certain times. We do a lot of bottom fishing. And then sports. My kids are both really, really occupying my time in sports. When you say what I like to do, I don't really get to do what I like to do.
What's free time?
Yeah.
So it's my kids, and that's what we spend a lot of time doing. I mean, Vieira just built an incredible complex up there. It's
beautiful.
I mean, for tourist destinations, they have a lot of outside state teams coming in to compete there.
Mm-hmm.
The high schools around here are prolific. They have great sports, whether it be football, lacrosse, soccer. Volleyball is taken off like crazy. Lydia's very much involved in volleyball with her kids.
That's a great. I didn't realize, both of my nieces got scholarships and full scholarships for volleyball.
Sure.
I didn't realize it was that level, but it really is.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. And it sounds like you actually catch when you fish.
Good
for you, man.
So. I mean, look,
son's the
fishing's
pro.
gre's great no matter what. I mean, there's no such bad day on the water.
On
fishing.
the water, that's where I'm peaceful.
But
man.
that's why they don't call it catching; they call it fishing.
That's
So,
right.
I mean, we do our best to get out there, and not just throw fuel.
I'm feeding
fuel away,
fish is what it's
so.
like with me.
Right.
It feels like, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I keep trying.
How about you, Lydia?
I'm very much involved in sports with my kids. I run a volleyball program here. It's our first year out of the county, and we're traveling to Deerfield Beach this weekend for a
Nice.
big one. We're an AAU team, so we have a lot of out-of-state teams coming in here, so it really makes it fun for competition.
Great.
Great.
That's awesome.
And Jeff?
I'm actually the golfer out of the group.
Nice.
All right.
I like to play golf, so I usually do it at least once a week. During the summer, I'll probably play a couple times a week, but yeah, I enjoy that. I got away from it for a while, but now I'm back into it. So
Our
what I do
our
on my time
family's been building clubs since the 70s. My grandfather started, and my uncle took it over. And I always still stayed away from the courses because I didn't want to ruin the family name because it's not really my forte. But I'm recently starting to dabble in it, and I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
it's a lot of fun.
It is. It's a great sport, and again, I love being outdoors. Whether it's kayaking, whether it's fishing, whether it's golfing, I love being outdoors. And we have such a beautiful here on the Space Coast, some beautiful courses that you can go to, and fun attractions. I mean, why not? This is why so many people visit here in the Space Coast and end up living here.
Sure.
We have about, I think, 28 golf courses here on the Space Coast, and there's one like the scenery around it. I mean, you've got Spessard Holland right on the water, and in Cocoa Beach Country Club is also on the water, and then the Habitat is in like in a wildlife refuge.
Yep.
It's beautiful, beautiful. So anyway, that's another way that we could encourage people to come, not only to come here to your place, but also to go golfing, to do sporting events.
I'm curious. I know I'm probably dating myself now, but I was a big highlight fan. Sure. And I came here a lot for the highlight. I never understood what happened with the highlight. Why did it just?
So highlight was very prolific in the early '80s, and as I understand it, because I was born in '76, so I'm kind of going off of what I read and what I've heard. What I understand is that it was a unionized sport, and years ago the unions had a strike, if you will, and the players stopped playing for a period of time. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, it just, when they came back to go start playing again, it just wasn't
the same.
I don't think it was the same for a lot of people. That was kind of my understanding behind it. I grew up in South Florida. I used to go down to Dania. My parents would go down there, and that was their evening out. We'd all go, and they'd watch the highlight matches, it's an incredible sport. I mean, if you do watch it, it's actually an incredible sport. But I think what happened was there's that period of time where they just weren't playing. It just never caught back up like it once was.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
really
understandable.
enjoyed it just for the sport.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean, is it completely gone now?
No,
I mean, or
no.
it's still around
There's
somewhere.
still like
Yeah.
Fort Pierce is an example. They still run highlight matches down in Fort Pierce.
Very fast sport.
Oh,
Right?
it's very fast.
So you got to
Very
take.
fast.
You got to have a lot of courage. I guess is the word I'll use.
you got to have great reflexes, or
Great
you'll get
reflexes.
killed.
Yeah. Because
No, absolutely.
racquetball intimidates me sometimes, so I can only
Highlight's
imagine.
probably not for you.
No. I'll stay over here.
Wow. So tell us, so before we go, like, again, what's happening this week? You have some tournaments coming up, and they start today.
We do have a tournament today. We have tournaments actually Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, but we have our $75,000 guaranteed tournament that we start with the multi-flights. We have our last satellite to win your seat into that tournament, and I will let Jeff talk all about his tournament because he is excited to run this.
Yes, it's a fun tournament to run. It'll be a total of 8 day ones. And then the day 2 will be next Sunday. People come in, they try to qualify to get to day 2. We'll typically get 400 to 450 players throughout the week.
Nice.
So it'll be a lot of excitement around here. And in first place will be probably 30,000. So somebody's going to walk away, with a nice chunk of change.
That's
I'll
a
take
nice
it.
chunk of change. Yeah.
So,
All skill set. All skill sets.
yeah,
come out?
yes, we get them from all over the state. I mean, this is the time they travel when we host these bigger tournaments. This is our first tournament since the pandemic, so hopefully it'll be a success. I've been watching
Yes.
other tournaments around the state, and they've been pretty successful. So I'm hopeful that ours will be the same.
This beautiful weather. Now's the time to come down. Come down, and have some fun here. I mean, for sure.
Absolutely. One thing I feel like I'm actually in Las Vegas. Your decor up here is so fitting.
Yep.
It is. I just feel like I'm in Las Vegas. I'm looking for Raider insignias and stuff. I'm a Raider
Put up on the
fan.
TV for if you like.
There you go.
Not only that, but wait till you go downstairs.
Right.
And the action is going to be starting downstairs. We want to thank you all very much for letting us come in here and seeing what's going on and getting to promote you as a destination so that when our visitors do come, that they have another place to spend an evening or a day to come out here and have a good time.
No, absolutely. Thank you for including us and letting us meet with
Absolutely.
you all. It's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, Brevard. I actually live down in Indian River, but Brevard, I've really come to realize it's one of the larger counties in the state of Florida.
72
but I'll
miles.
tell you, Melbourne in particular is a very very close knit community. I actually went yesterday for the first time to Grills on the River for lunch. I met a friend of mine over there, and just like you walked in, and just people just welcomed you. It was really incredible, and I really enjoyed it. And as I've gotten to know more of the businesses up here, being at Club 52, and we're members of the chamber and that sort of thing, it's been an incredible experience. I mean, Melbourne is a really unique spot.
Everybody, you could tell, everybody wants to better the community, and it's already a great community. But everybody's, what can we do to make it to the next level? And everybody cares for one another. Everybody wants to see everybody do good.
Sure.
And so, yeah, you're right. It's a very close knit. When I moved here to Titusville, I said, I can't believe it. Everybody is so nice. I said, I'm sure there's a jerk somewhere, but I don't happen to know where they're at because you know what I mean. Everybody's very friendly. I mean, I literally, I was during one of the hurricanes. We talked about the hurricanes earlier. I went and bought plywood, and silly me, I was worried about getting the plywood, and then I was like, oh wait, how am I going to get it home? Because I didn't have a trailer, I didn't have a truck, I just had my SUV. And somebody who didn't know me from Adam said, come on, we'll put it in our trailer. And they drove it to my house. I tried to give them cash, and they wouldn't take it. I mean,
Nice.
but that's the people here in this community. So, again, SpaceCoastFunGuide.com. We know you're sitting out there and you're saying, I got to get down to Brevard County to the Space Coast. Well, this is another reason as to why you want to come to Space Coast, because the people here are going to welcome you with open arms. You come here to Club 52 and have a lot of fun. The hotels are going to welcome you, and throughout the county. And this is, again, like I said earlier, why everybody they stay here.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I too love about the Space Coast is all the water.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, not only do we, we have the Atlantic, and then we have the rivers, and we have the lakes, and we have the swamps and the lagoons, but it's everywhere that you look, it's water. And I live on Merritt Island, which is, for those that don't know, it's an island between Cocoa and Cocoa Beach. And when I go over the bridge, when I'm coming over that welcomes me into my Merritt Island area, from Cocoa into Merritt Island, and all I see is the water, it's like I know I've come home. And it's beautiful.
Yep.
And when the sun is hitting on that river, and they look like little diamonds in the water, it's just it's a very beautiful.
It's fitting that somebody like you lives on a Wildlife Refuge.
And looks for
That's me.
diamonds.
Yeah, well, you know me. That's me. That's for sure. Well, listen, thank you all very much. Now, next week, we are going to be at Coconuts. We're going to be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll be at Coconuts on the beach. We're going to be speaking to their manager, Christina Arts. They've had a renovation. I don't know if y'all have been down there, but they've had a renovation inside the restaurant, and it is gorgeous. And then outside, of course, the ambience there, they've got bands that are playing, and you're right on the beach. So
Are we going to be on the
ambiance there
deck?
is great. We're
Yep.
going to be on
We're
the deck.
on the deck? Okay.
On
$1 million
the deck.
renovation. So again, inside and out, absolutely gorgeous.
And
Please
we
get
invite the
back.
three of you to
Yes.
come down and be with
Yeah,
us.
Have
sure.
some
Come down
drinks
and
with
be
us.
with us.
It'll be fun.
You know, it'd be
Absolutely.
great.
I'm an
yeah.
Irishman. You don't have to ask twice.
That's it, buddy.
There we go. We got
Irish
three.
crowd.
It's three.
And maybe bring a table and we will have some fun.
There you go. Bring your demo table
That's
out.
it.
It's good. So again, thank you guys very much, and as always, we will see everybody next week.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That's a wrap.